All right, welcome. Today, we're diving into something that's really changing the game for developers, how AI is getting baked right into the CI/CD pipeline, making it smarter, faster, and a whole lot more secure. Let's jump in.
So let's just start with the big question, one that's probably on your mind already. We're all shipping code faster than we ever thought possible. But are the automated pipelines we rely on, are they actually keeping up with today's threats? It's a serious question.
You know, if you work in software, you live this every single day. It says constant battle, this tug of war between two really important things: the need to go fast and the absolute requirement to be safe. And a lot of the time, it feels like they're pulling in completely opposite directions. And look, this isn't some abstract theoretical problem, right? This is your Tuesday morning. Management wants new features out the door like yesterday, but at the same time, you've got to make sure everything is rock solid, secure, and high quality. It can feel like you're trying to juggle way too many things at once. And let's be honest, the old way of doing things, it just isn't helping. When you look at a traditional pipeline, you can almost feel the frustration. You've got these painfully slow feedback loops, tests that are so brittle they break if you just look at them wrong, and of course that constant stream of alerts, most of which are false alarms. It all adds up to a process that's slow, tedious, and just plain frustrating for developers. Okay, so how do we start to fix this mess? Well, the first big upgrade, the first place AI really makes a huge impact is right at the front line, our security scans. And the shift here, it's fundamental. It's about moving from just following a set of dumb rules to actually understanding. Your traditional SaaS tool is like a spell checker from the 90s. It just flags everything it doesn't recognize, creating a ton of noise. The AI-enhanced version, though, it's like a grammar expert. It understands the context, the intent behind your code, so it only flags what's genuinely a problem. So what does this actually get you? Well, first, that contextual awareness means the AI knows the difference between a real threat and a totally safe piece of code, which slashes the number of false alarms. It can spot these complex, sneaky logic flaws that simple rule-based scanners would miss every time. And maybe the best part? It doesn't just point out a problem and walk away. It suggests the actual code fix right there in your pull request. Okay, that's awesome. Our own code is getting a super smart checkup, but what about all the code we didn't write? Modern apps are built on a mountain of open source dependencies. How in the world do we secure all of that? Well, the old way of doing software composition analysis, or SCA, was basically like a bouncer with a list. Is your name on the list of known bad guys? No? Okay, you're in. But AI is different. It's more like a behavioral analyst. It watches what a package does. Is it trying to access files it shouldn't? Make weird network calls? That's how it spots a poisoned package, even if it's brand new and not on any list. So this AI-powered SCA becomes this incredible, multi-layered shield for your project. It dives deep, mapping out your entire dependency tree to find problems buried in a library of a library. It acts like a security guard, flagging anything that starts acting suspiciously. And it even keeps your legal team happy by automatically checking for any risky software licenses. So we've scanned our code, we've checked our dependencies, now we actually have to test the thing. And folks, this is where AI starts to feel like something straight out of science fiction. I mean, this just completely changes the game. First, just imagine this, an AI that analyzes your new code and writes the new unit tests for you. Done. Then it gets smarter, predicting which tests are most likely to fail based on your changes and only running those, saving hours of build time. But the real magic is self-healing tests. Okay, let's make this real. Here's how this magic trick actually works. A developer makes a tiny change to the UI, maybe renaming a button ID. In the old world, that's a broken build. Someone has to stop what they're doing and go manually fix the test script. But with a self-healing system, the AI sees the change, understands what happened, updates the test script all by itself, and the build just passes. No human intervention. It's incredible. Okay, but here's the plot twist. What happens when the very thing you're building and shipping is an AI model itself? This brings in a whole new world of complexity and, you guessed it, a whole new kind of testing. Yeah, you need a whole new testing layer just for the AI. Your pipeline now has to run adversarial tests, where it actively tries to trick your model with bad data to see how it holds up. It needs to run fairness audits to make sure you're not accidentally building bias into your system. And it has to constantly watch for model drift to make sure your AI stays accurate out in the real world. Okay, so we've been deep in the weeds on scanning and testing. Let's pull back for a second. Let's look at the big picture. and really see the difference between the old way and this new AI-powered pipeline. So what's the bottom line here? When you put all these pieces together, what's the real payoff for you and your team?
And honestly, this table right here, it tells the whole story. You're trading noisy, rule-based scanning for laser-focused, context-aware accuracy. Your testing scope explodes from just, does it work, to, is it robust, is it fair? The constant grind of manual maintenance gets replaced with self-healing automation. It's a massive upgrade at every single step of the process.
All right, before we wrap this up, let's lock in a few key terms. This is the new lingo you're going to want to know as you step into this new world of secure development. First up, shift left. Now, you've probably heard this phrase before, but AI puts it on steroids. It's all about catching and fixing security issues the second the code is written, not weeks or months later. It truly makes security a part of the process from the very start. Next is MLOps. The easiest way to think about this? It's DevOps, but specifically for machine learning models. It's the entire toolkit of practices you need to build, deploy, monitor, and maintain AI in a production environment reliably. And finally, false positive mitigation, which brings us right back to where we started, doesn't it? This is all about using AI to intelligently filter out all that security noise so that developers can stop chasing ghosts and focus their time on fixing real, actual threats. Look, if there is one single idea to take away from all of this today, it's this quote right here. The whole game is changing. We're moving away from brittle, rigid, rule-based systems and into a world of flexible, intelligent automation that actually understands context. That's the future.
And that really leaves you wondering, right? If AI is already doing all of this, scanning our code, testing it, even fixing it for us, what's the next big, impossible problem in software development that it's going to solve? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me.